season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they can't bring him down. And he returns this to the 22.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
First run of the game for Jahmyr Gibbs, the Alabama product. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. There's been some plays that we've seen that we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Lions at 13-1 now on the year. And they've gone a full couple of months now since their last loss. Winners of 8 in a row.
And we always talk about how a team has to play complementary football in order to really be a good squad. But I think in this league, if your offense isn't playing really well as this one is, you're not going to run off this kind of a streak.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Detroit Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line.
Now back to the ground. Here's Gibbs. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal. They'll run with Gibbs. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow. And this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
Montgomery trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. Gibbs. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. And he's in for a score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
Defending the pass has not been one of their strong suits throughout the season, but they have any hopes of making waves in January. They've got to improve in this area.
It'll be a gain of just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well,
see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going.
Looking for Austin, intercepted. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Finds Gibbs on a check down. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. That'll give him 8 that time. And it'll be second and a couple. There's Goff. Right side to Williams. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was...
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs ties LT with his 31st touchdown of the year. And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
Steeler football here to begin quarter number 2, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. He's got it at the 15. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Rodgers going to throw. This is caught. A gain of 9 there. Sets up 2nd and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. Now Rodgers. For the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get them on the score sheet.
Yeah, now's not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game, take the points when they're there, and put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Now Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it out past the 45. Good work after the catch. Gets him 15 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Back to throw. Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 10 more there and another first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
First and 10 at the 43.
On first and 10, here's Gibbs. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 59 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
First down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more on that one and another first down.
First down. First and goal at the 7-yard line.
Goff now to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Sam Laporta. Touchdown number 18 on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get scouted up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Across the formation, he hits Austin. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. Second down coming up.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Here's second and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. His throw incomplete.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rodgers again now. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
It's been a nightmare season. You're well under 500. Your defense hasn't really kept in a lot of games, and now it's spilling over to the kicking game. That's 3 points you've got to be able to bank on.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. This to the sideline and over everybody, incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. The final shot before break here. Goff. He's going to take a shot at the end zone. Why not? And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
And this will be caught at the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 39 yards there, a big one. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. DK Metcalf, 26 yards. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. Oh, good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
At their own 32-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get out with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
114 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
The 20, 5, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Sam Laporta with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to add on to that lead.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Solid return, pretty good field position. We'll start at the 32. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
And running with power here. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Left side here, taken in by Metcalf. And he's down into the red zone at the 15 after a gain of 15. First and 10.
The Steelers, first down. A gain of 15. And the Steelers first down.
On first and 10, it's Gainwell. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They'll come up 2nd and 7.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd.
Throwing now is Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Throwing is Rodgers. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Touchdown! Pat Freiermuth. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers take the chance on 4th and goal, and it pays off with 6.
The kick is good.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
17.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20.
20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. He finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions holding onto the football, and they also have the lead as we start quarter number 4. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Gibbs straight ahead. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 126 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Another run for Gibbs here. And he finds some open field here. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
14 more yards. That's another Detroit Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Maverick.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Hold on.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. This to Laporta, right side. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Well, as a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Oh, short pass here taken in by Laporta. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. Bates' kick is good, but now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. Well, trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well.
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. David Montgomery, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Lions extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign.
17.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd. It's caught inside the 25. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Boswell good with the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. And they're going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage here by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game is played. It's caught inside the 25. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 58 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
To throw, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers get a bit closer. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this will be covered up by the Lions, and that might just about seal the deal. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea